It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Not falling for it.
I got that.
Welcome to the morning show
You're
on
not falling for what?
XL7-TV. I'm not falling for it.
You're not falling for what?
Trying to get me while I'm not paying attention.
I did.
Kinda.
I kind of got you where you're
I
saying
know.
I'm not falling for it.
I'm not falling. I didn't fall for it. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Doing better now that I got to see you.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Life is so much better. Yeah.
I listen
I'm
to
calling
him.
bull.
I call him. Big pile up.
Bull butter.
But good morning, Gigi.
Good morning, Gigi. How are you this morning? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning. I hope you have a great day.
I think it's going to be a pretty day.
There's a chance of rain in there.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I could be wrong. But that's still a pretty day. Now, today is mostly sunny. Or sunny.
Is it?
Tonight, mostly clear. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We could bounce it around. We could just switch it up on people. We do the same every day. We just go straight into the weather. Throw me off something awful. Yeah, and I could be wrong.
I was wondering how long it'd take you to realize that there's a sign above you. A little bubble.
I see it.
It's a cute bubble.
It is.
And it fits. It fits you.
You're wrong one time when
One time.
about the weather, and you never hear the end of it.
That was way off. You were way wrong.
I wasn't
It
way
is
wrong.
going to be a beautiful day. You're going to have a great clear trip, and the whole trip it rained.
And some hail.
Yeah.
It hailed. I was in an RV, and I'm standing there with a couple, and they're like, "Is it hailing?" We look out the window, and sure enough, it was, and it showed nothing. Nothing.
And then his phone rings.
Yeah.
And
I'm in there with him talking. And he's like, dude,
really?
him and his dad. Both.
How bad of a weatherman are you? I was like, it was supposed to be clear and sunny, a perfect ride, and now it is pouring down rain and hailing. And
I'm wondering if that day I hadn't refreshed the pages, and so I read the wrong day.
Something happened because you were way off on that one.
That could have happened.
All right, I'll take your bubble down.
It wouldn't be the first time I'd be wrong.
I thought it was funny.
The thing is admitting it when you're wrong.
Hey, you got to own it. And that's been my whole thing because I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. Trust me.
Oh, me too.
Trust me.
No doubt about it.
And you got to own it. You got to own it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to own it.
Yeah. Unless owning it puts you in jail.
Yeah, then don't own it.
Then don't own it.
Don't own it. Let him.
I am not guilty.
Let him prove it. Didn't see anything. You can't prove it. Not me.
There you go.
So how was work?
Sound advice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good.
Good?
Yeah. We had quite a few people on the lot yesterday, wrote up some deals. Waiting on the commitments, waiting on the yes, but sometimes people need to think about it. You know,
it's not an impulse buy. It's a lot of money.
It's not an impulse buy. It is a lot of money. And so, but you definitely enjoy it when you get it. I know that. Can't wait to finish mine.
It's an investment into your life, though.
You got to get away. And there ain't nothing like getting back to nature. They actually say, it's like, I could be wrong, but 6 or 7 days camping, getting away from technology, getting away from the opinions of others through technology, and just getting back to nature will actually reset your body.
I agree with that, but I've seen your RVs. You're not getting away from technology. It's in them.
You don't have to turn on the TV. Lights, camera, action, buddy. But not everybody wants to tent camp. I still do it. And
I like tent camping.
Until I finish the tiny camper, and then it's just the modest of it'll have lights and AC.
See, I love tent camping. I love just putting up a tent. I'm great at cooking outdoors, so I'm right at home with, my whole thing though is going to be for a while. Then the showers. Make sure that wherever we're camping, or somewhere I can go and take a shower periodically.
Yeah.
But,
you don't take family bath in the river?
I've been there. I've been there.
Done it.
I've done it.
All the family gets together and goes to the river. Now you get the soap that's biodegradable. That's not bad for it. You can actually buy that. You can get that. And you all go jump in the river and just. I'm telling you, it was funny. We did it with my brothers and my wife, and we just all had a family bath. I can't believe I'm telling you that.
It happens. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it works.
It does.
But my wife would prefer to be in a camper.
Yeah.
She's not so as excited. Now she'll go. But she's not so excited about sleeping in a tent and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
So you need to come see me.
Yeah. There you go.
You don't have to buy a new one. You can buy a pre-owned that's been loved.
There you go. Yeah. That's been loved.
Mm-hmm. And they decided to get something different.
Yep.
It happens.
It happens.
And then some people end up downsizing. They have a big one and they think, I just need something smaller. Kids move away. They don't need the bunk room anymore.
You're getting a little older and don't want to have to haul that big
Does that sound familiar?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Sounds like the same way real estate goes.
Yeah. Well, we better start the show.
We better start the show.
I tell you, if us talking about going floating and camping doesn't get you out there floating and camping, you're missing out.
Yes, you are. Yeah. I agree.
Very much so.
Well, we've got some good news. We're going to start a little bit early. I was going to wait till the beginning of the week.
Oh.
But morning prayer, we've got a new sponsor.
Brought to you by Hospice of the Ozarks.
It is a perfect fit, I think, for them and us. And we're excited to have them on board. And they do some other stuff with us, but they were really excited to jump up and be able to sponsor the morning prayer. And they said they were very honored with the idea. And they're a great business, and they're a nonprofit. But it's one of those things you hope you never need them, but when you do, you're so glad they're there.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we've had to use hospice for my wife's grandmother when she was on her last days, and I couldn't have been more impressed with hospice.
Yeah. The
not
compassion,
not just the care they give her. I mean, and that's their goal, is to up their quality of life on those last days. I mean, they really want them comfortable, want them, and that's the most amazing part. But what they do for the family and keeping you understood with what's going on with them was just amazing. I mean, they gave us information of every stage she's going to go through. And you knew what was going on. You knew what to expect. And they're just great people. They really have a heart for what they do. Yeah,
and they're there for you even after.
Yes.
They have grief counseling, especially. I mean, we have a lot of retirees. They lose their spouse, and they're the only one in the house now. They need somebody to talk to. And they have that set up, I guess, I think at least twice a month, if not. Yeah.
They're there for the whole family, not just the patient that they're taking care of. Yeah. And you'll realize if you ever end up needing them that they are truly there for everybody.
Yep. Very good.
They're awesome.
Let's pause now for the morning prayer, brought to you by Hospice of the Ozarks. Dear Lord, I want to thank you for being there for everybody that's lost a loved one. Anybody that's about to lose a loved one, just wrap your arms around them. And let them know that's going to be okay. They're going to be okay. And just watch over those that are hurting. It's an impossible situation to go through. It's something that I wish we didn't have to, but we know that you're there watching over us and giving us comfort in that time. As always, watch over our children, our first responders, and our military, those that put themselves in harm's way for our freedoms. In this I pray, amen.
Amen.
Hospice of the Ozarks, they're located here in Mountain Home. They are a nonprofit organization. Yep. If you want to give them a call and talk to them, you got they even do respite.
Yeah.
Respite, to where if you're the caretaker of your mom or dad or somebody and you need a little time away, and sometimes that happens, that you can take them in for a day or a few days, and take a little break. Give them a call.
You don't know how important that is.
Yeah.
Got to take care of yourself first before you
do.
take care of somebody else.
You do, because it can be a lot. I mean,
it can be overbearing sometimes.
All right, let's take a little break for Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team.
Oh, honey, we've had such a wonderful vacation here in the Ozarks. I really hate to go home.
I know. The lakes, the rivers, they've all been great for fishing. Oh, and the boating and the swimming.
And the people are so nice in the stores and restaurants.
Let's call an agent and see if we can make Mountain Home our new home.
Call the Z-Team, 870-405-0793. Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East Mountain Home.
870-405-0793. Hello, Z-Team?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Maybe you're just visiting the area and you're thinking, maybe I want to buy a house and move here. The Z Team can help you out with that. You can give them a call at 870-405-0793. Realtors you'd recommend to a friend. I tell you, they'll do you right. They'll take care of you.
Watching that commercial, and you wonder how many times that's exactly how it goes down.
It happened with my dad.
You're down here, you're looking at the area, you're sitting in that hotel room, and you and your wife are sitting there talking about, hey, I like it here. I want to look at moving here.
I've told the story before. My dad and my uncle and the wives went up to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. They'd heard about it and thought, let's take a little vacation there. They spent a week or two. I don't remember. I was really young. But came back, and a year later, we moved to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Yep.
Because of that trip.
And that happens a lot right here.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny that commercial's so fitting, because there's probably been so many people that, hey, I've been in that exact position.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
That's something about it. The most interesting story is how we ended up in Mountain Home, Arkansas. And I think, I'm pretty sure I've told the story on air. But it's just funny because my dad, the gift of gab, car salesman, and gift of gab. And he'd talk to anybody. Yeah, I'm all right. And he was from Mena, Arkansas, so he knew we wanted to move back here. We stopped in Springfield because he didn't know what part of Arkansas, so we lived there for 2 months during the summer. And one day we're eating breakfast at a restaurant, and he's talking to the waitress and telling her, yeah, we're moving to Arkansas, we're just not sure where yet. And she says, have you ever heard of Mountain Home? There you go. We drove down in here. We went to the old bus station that sold hot dogs, and I remember getting a nacho cheese dog, and we headed out when it was still 2-lane going out past Walmart.
Yep.
And the trees and everything's close, so it's like wooded feeling. And then boom, you go to that bridge, and there's the lake. And that was it. That was it.
You were sold.
Your dad was sold. We were sold. And he found a place within 2 or 3 days. He found a place and bought it, and boom, we were moving. Talking to a waitress. You just never know where life's going to lead you. You know what I mean? So, and that's why we talk about the Z Team, is that you're sitting in a hotel room, you're thinking about it, but you're not sure who to call or who to talk to about it. Like, it just took a waitress for my dad, but I'm telling you, the Z Team, you give them a call, ask them about the area, they're going to tell you, pretty much move here.
I know. I was talked to him this was a little while back, and goes, I had a client I had to meet up today, and I was like, did you look at some homes? He's like, no. We drove around and looked at the area. They wanted to know what this was like, this was like, this was like. So he said that's what we did. We went around and we looked at all the things that they wanted to see and make sure that this was the right area before trying to find them the right home.
See, that's customer service.
With a smile.
Exactly. Let's take a look at the White River. Probably quickly. It's already 7:14. Oh, that's awesome. Smoke.
On the water.
Beautiful Color, Arkansas, the horseshoe bend of the White River. Brought to you by the Z Team. We have their website at retiredarkansas.net, where you can also find their listings and their MLS listings, and the MLS listings. They've also got a plethora of information about the Ozarks. And just look at that. Brought to you every day here on XL7 TV.
There's
amazing,
the river.
but absolutely beautiful. If you've never fished that river, you enjoy fishing, you really got to take a pole down there because you're just about guaranteed to catch a fish, unless you're me, and then it's not going to happen. But beautiful, beautiful. Mm-hmm. We kind of stretched it over, so if you wanted to just leave it on the White River, I'll start the temperatures. How about that?
You got it.
Brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora of Century 21 Lee Mack Realty. And Mountain Home at 64, Harrison at 62, Batesville at 64, Yaleville at 62, Marshall at 63, Salem at 60, Mountain View at 63, Calico Rock at 64, West Plains, Missouri at 60, Springfield at 60, Poplar Bluff at 63, and St. Louis at 62. Man, are we going to be in the 60s every morning for a while now? That's awesome.
I like it.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, sir.
All right, the National Weather Radar shows not a lot of activity, but we are passing the noon hour, so let's let it wrap back around. Here we are at 6. Feels like it takes forever to get back to 7, but I mean, look, I don't think we're going to see anything, Scooter. Yeah, look at that. Clear past 8, 9 o'clock. We'll go ahead and zoom in here to Missouri and Arkansas, and I think we're going to have a clear day. I'm not sure where you were getting that rain from. What cat caught your tongue?
You go right ahead. I'm gonna look up see if there's still even. I ain't calling for any
watches and warnings. We just had the southwest tip of Arkansas has a heat advisory, but Texas and Louisiana, it's gonna be hot down there. 7-day forecast today is sunny. It's sunny.
It is.
High of 88. Tonight, mostly clear, low of 61. Friday.
I'm off. Who was saying Friday there's a chance.
There it is. Friday, 30% chance of thunderstorms, high of 83. Friday night, mostly clear. That'll be good for the game. Low of 60. Saturday, sunny, high of 81. Saturday night, mostly clear, low of 57. Sunday, sunny, high of 81. Sunday night, partly cloudy, low of 59. Monday, looks like there's a chance of showers. There's you another chance. 20%, high of 80. Pollen count today. Tree pollen is low, grass pollen is moderate, and ragweed is moderate. Norfolk Lake water level is at
moving a little slow
553.
today.
That's all right. 553.46 level is 1.46 feet above full pool. They're still shut down. Bull Shoals Lake water level 657.98 level is about a foot above full pool. They're generating 1 still. So that's a look at your weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Come back with some community news brought to you by
a little short
Mower Warehouse.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Ridge Road. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Ridge Road, where your business is appreciated.
Going on now through June, up to $500 off select mowers at Mower Warehouse, with no money down and payments as low as $89 per month.
Have you?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. As part of community news is brought to you by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home, Arkansas. And so I've got my own little story now. I took my lawnmower up there.
Yes,
right?
you got another.
I bought one the night before last.
Mower. Yeah.
And didn't know what was wrong with it. Couldn't get it out of gear. And dropped it off in the morning. 20 minutes later, they called me up and said it's fixed.
Yeah.
20. I wasn't even to work yet, and they had already.
It's fixed. You can come back and get it.
Yeah. So
it's
I gotta
like,
go.
I should have just waited.
Well, we didn't know what it was going to be, but yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Was it OE?
OE?
Mm-hmm. Operator error.
Let's
Kinda.
not talk about that.
Okay.
Kinda.
Well, I didn't know. I bought it from a nice lady, and it had been sitting in the yard since March, and she didn't know what her husband had done to it. And I couldn't get it into neutral. It just stayed in gear, so I had to pick it up from the back to get it on the trailer.
Right.
And they bought a new battery for it, but hadn't put it in yet. Drop it off at Mower Warehouse. They hook up the battery just to see start and whatever. That's all it needed.
Okay.
Was the new battery. I guess it's one that it had to have power to get it out of gear. I haven't had a riding lawnmower since like 2003.
We're gonna let that one ride.
So, yeah, we're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
let
I'm sorry. I asked if it was OE now.
It's okay.
That's fun.
Mower Warehouse for all your mowing repair needs. You need to stop by there. 20 minutes. Sales, service. They've got parts. It's full.
They still got the rebates going on. You can get some major rebates on their mowers. It's been going. They said it's been a big success, so they've kept it. The manufacturers extended it, but you're talking about saving like $500 on most of the mowers.
That's
I mean,
excellent.
it's a great deal. They've got financing they can do for you. They've got 0% down, or no money down to 0% financing. They can get you in a mower without killing your pocketbook.
Excellent. Go by and see them at 17 Full Bite Drive there on Buzzard Roost Road, just down from the bypass. In community news, the annual Ladies' Day at College and North Church of Christ will be held this Saturday, September 9th, beginning at 8:30 a.m. The program will end at noon and lunch will be served. The guest speaker will be Linda Haynes, and the theme is New Every Morning. All ladies are invited to attend. And the PEO yard sale, that is going to be at St. Andrew's Church. They're located at 511 Coley Drive in Mountain Home. Everybody loves a good yard sale. All kinds of things: tools, adults' clothing, shoes, kitchenware, purses, furniture, gadgets, pet stuff, jewelry. I mean, just a lot of exciting stuff. This is a fundraiser for PEO. We are a philanthropic educational organization that supports women's education. And we read about this on Tuesday, and they've been around for 150 years. They've helped over 122,000 women pursue educational goals by providing nearly $415 million in educational assistance. That is awesome. So you want to go by Friday, September 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Saturday, September 9th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Again, that's located at St. Andrew's Church at 511 Coley Drive. That's a worthy cause. Fundraising event, Saturday, September 23rd, from Cross Trail Outfitters. This will be, this is for the next generation to Christ, guiding the next generation to Christ through the outdoors. This will be at Twin Lakes Baptist Church. Yeah, a lot with kids. And be at Twin Lakes Baptist Church, Hope Center, 2645 Highway 62 Southwest, here in Mountain Home. Tickets are $25, available at Rivertown Gallery. They're located at 3512 Highway 62 West. You can call 870-425-3898 for more information. So that'll be good. And the Baxter Health Pites Cancer Support House is having their third annual Kick Cancer in the Bass Tournament, and that'll be located at Bull Shoals Boat Dock. And the entrance fee is $250 for a two-team person. Registration is about here. It starts September 18th. So you can, you can call the Pites Cancer Support House at 870-508-2273 for more information. And there you go. That's a look at our community news brought to you by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home, Arkansas. And we are going to take a break and come back with our very own Sheriff of Baxter County, John Montgomery.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care in Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
All you've ever wanted was a place to write your story. You hear it's not the right time to buy or sell a house, but really, the best time is when it's right for you. The real estate markets, they change, they go up, they go down. One thing that doesn't change is where you want to be in your life. The professionals you team up with will make your story happen. The Z Team are the professionals you need to hire for your next chapter. So call the Z Team at 870-405-0793, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Welcome back to the Morning Chill on XL7-TV. Visiting with Sheriff John Montgomery here at Baxter County. How are you?
Doing great this morning. It's cool weather and gorgeous day.
I love that. Yeah, and you're walking.
And I'm walking without crutches. Yep, that's it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not quite. I'm not there yet. Still going to physical therapy twice a week, and still got a long ways to go. But I am very happy not to have to use those crutches. So.
On the downhill slide, that's good. What's been going on at the sheriff's office?
We've just been, busy. Lots of, nothing real major, but we've just been really, really busy, and it seems like we're answering call. And
it's part of it.
That's part of it.
Yeah,
But the number of calls that we answer in a week's time compared to 5 years ago, it's ridiculous how many more calls we answer, which I'll tell you is bad because you call them patrol deputies because what you want them to do is be able to patrol when they're not answering calls.
Yeah.
Well, when you're answering that many more calls, you spend less time. And lots more reports are generated, which of course takes time, and so it just spends less time that their deputies are able to drive around.
Yeah, and their presence speed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
A preventative measure.
Yes,
it is.
Well, what's the first thing you do? If you're, when you're driving down the road and you see a cop car, what's the first thing you do? Well, if
you're speeding, you slow down.
Well, even if you're not, your
Oh.
natural instinct is slow down.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And if you see somebody pulled over, when you go through there tomorrow, your natural instinct is you're going to slow down in that area because you saw them there yesterday.
It's true. It's deterrent. It's, yeah.
I have to admit, I was driving to Springfield yesterday, and there was a line of cars. I wasn't speeding, but there was a cop that was hidden kind of on the side. And by the time you seen him, I started slowing down. I'm already 5 under, but you don't realize that. Your first instinct is, oh, wait, I got to slow down a little bit.
Right.
And it made you.
And you might have been doing speed limit.
And then we'd seen like 3 of them on the way. Then it's like, all right, so, I better watch my speed. They already kind of set that presence in my head of, all right, this trip, we're just going to cool things. And so it is a preventative measure. It really is.
Yeah. I like when you're rolling down the bypass and you don't see them. There's 3 or 4 cars and they're leading the 3 or 4 cars because the 3 or 4 cars won't pass them.
Excuse me.
And I'm in the left lane, and this happened the other day. I was on bypass and I was committed. I was running 65 on the 60, but I was committed. I was passing those cars, and the deputy, I passed him. And so it was cool. They didn't pull me over. thank you. But I was committed. I didn't even know they were the one up there, but everybody was running speed limit, and I was in the left lane, and I was committed to passing, and I passed, and that was the end of it. So sometimes you got to commit.
I do have one question, because I hadn't seen the report or anything, and I'm sure there is, but Labor Day, it's the last big party weekend that a lot of people look at for this area, and it's a time that a lot of people can get into some issues. They're partying a little bit, alcohol, whatever the case may be. How was Labor Day for this year?
It really wasn't bad. I mean, we had, I don't know, I didn't see the exact count, but only 3 or 4 DWI, and I say DWI, BWI, boating while intoxicated. They lump those together now. 3 or 4 of those, and the number of arrests was about normal, so it was certainly not ridiculous.
That's good. Yeah. As long as it's not an increase.
People are getting smarter about it than what they used to. I think that people know that it's okay to have a designated driver. It's okay to blah blah blah. It's kind of changed courses a little bit where people are a lot more cautious, and you got a lot to risk. I mean, you got to put it out there.
Especially in a boat, not just the people that are in your boat with you, but others that are around you.
Yeah, and if you get caught, there's a lot of risk there. It's not worth it. It's just not.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad to hear Labor Day was not uneventful, but just not more. So, I was on the website. I see the patrol cars having their new computer systems installed. And let me click on here, Scooter, because we got a picture we can blow up and let everybody see that. Look at that.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying, you mean you didn't already have those? And most law enforcement agencies did. But Deputy Craig Coca actually kind of spearheaded that and applied for and was awarded a grant. It was a matching grant, and our Baxter County Sheriff's Foundation stepped up with provided the match for it. Mm-hmm. So we have we have 17 installed, 2 more on order because the foundation helped us, and we were able to do that. So we had 2 more on order, so we'll have 19 to start with, and they're a little over $6,000 a pop by the time you get everything and installed, because you got scanners and printers, and there's everything else that's got to go in there.
And it's not your normal computer.
No,
the thing is built for
And so we're hoping to continue to do that in the future, and just keep expanding and adding, because we need about. If we were going to outfit all of our, we need about 40, somewhere in that range. So
40.
Yeah.
Really? Is that just for switching out, or
no? You think
every car? You
got 7 detectives, and you've got 2 school resource officers, and you got 3 court bailiffs, and you got a civil process, and you got the admin staff, and you got. You can just keep going, and so and a lot of the. One of the things that we started years ago, and I think it's been a good move. For example, our transport deputies. We have 2 transport deputies that in the jail that's their main duty, is to transport inmates back and forth, or go pick up when someone's arrested and bring them back. But we make them go through the academy, so they're fully certified deputies. Well, there's lots of things that does happen. For example, they do what they call step grants. So the federal government, through the Highway Safety Commission, will fund those deputies to work overtime. So they get paid time and a half to go out and do DWI enforcement, or speed enforcement, or seatbelt enforcement, or things like that. And so those deputies, what they can do is come in, because they're fully certified, they can come in on their time off if they want, and make extra money.
That's good.
And so, again, but that's why the computers in those cars would be extremely helpful. So, we're excited. The guys have been using it, and the guys and gals have been using it now, I don't know, probably 2-3 weeks, and they love it.
I can see why.
And our
makes your job a lot easier.
Well, and there's two things. One, that's the next phase, which hopefully will happen very, very soon, where we will tie those computers into our internal records management system, because before the computers, they'd write a ticket gets turned in, and the secretarial staff would try to read your handwriting,
right,
and then they enter it in the system, and then it goes to the court. Well, now what happens is they're transmitted electronically straight to the court, but we still have to enter it manually. At least now they can read the writing.
It's typed in, yeah.
But that will now, or very shortly, will be automated, so they won't even have to enter. So it's a time-saving tool, but it's also it's a safety measure for those deputies, because the longer they're sitting on the side of the road, interacting with someone, the risk goes up.
It does.
And so to be able to get that and get that stop over with quicker, it's a safety issue as well.
Yeah, yeah. And it keeps the flow of traffic going, because you're supposed to slow down when you see somebody pulled over, and that slows traffic down behind you, and then it just kind of
Well, and the other thing too, if you're writing a citation, and it's happened to me before, even though you're trained to look up every few seconds, but I've had it where you're sitting there and you're writing, and all of a sudden you look and that person has gotten out of the car and is standing right to your window.
Yeah.
Well, if they had ill intent,
they've got you.
They've got you.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you talk about it and don't get complacent, but it can happen. Well, with this being electronic, they swipe the driver's license or scan it, so to speak, and then just with a few keystrokes, they're done.
Yeah, it's populated everything already on it,
and then it prints it out right there, and you take it, and then you can walk up there and do it. And once it's submitted, now it's electronically submitted to the court.
Yeah. Well, nobody likes getting a ticket, but if you weren't doing anything wrong, you wouldn't be getting a ticket, right? So, but nobody likes it, but at least it'll get you back on the road faster. So, that's a good thing. The website, I was scrolling down and I noticed you have these poll questions on here. What feature do you like the best on the Sheriff's Office website? And you got inmate roster all the way down through press releases. And how long have you had that on there?
Well, unfortunately, it needs to be changed, and that's sort of my job to change that. And I've not changed it since I've been hurt, and so that's partly my fault. But click on one and just you can see the results.
Yeah. And what do you think, Scooter, is the highest result? Well, now you can see it, but I figured it was the inmate roster.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about that inmate roster. So outstanding warrants, it looks like, is sex offender identification and map.
Well, hold your mouse over the 6.1 or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah, see outstanding warrants.
51 outstanding warrants.
That's how many people have voted for that.
Oh, okay. And we have 637 inmate roster. Yeah, 60, 42. Let's see, most wanted at 15. Being able to submit a tip, and the lowest is outstanding child support. But yeah, inmate roster is the winner. I figured that's what it was going to be when I clicked on it. And how many people did you have call in when you guys were revamping the site, saying,
"Lots.
When's that going to be back up?"
Lots.
They missed it. They thoroughly missed it. So
I know I get an email every day with all the inmates and what happened, and I like that.
Well, and if you don't have the free mobile app, you need to download it on your phone, whether you've got either Apple or Android. Just download the free app, and you'll get they call them push notifications.
Yeah.
And so instead of you having to wait till you get back to a computer or check that email, it'll actually just submit it electronically to your phone.
Oh, okay.
And you can go from there. And see if you were curious, you could see while you got that up there, the far right hand corner is
animal control.
Yep, animal control.
Mm-hmm.
And so we took over animal control June 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's actually gone very well. It was in pretty poor condition. The facilities, we had to spend quite a bit of money getting it back up to shape. The two wardens we have, Sarah and Casey, are great. I mean, they've done well, and being able to adopt a lot of pets, or what they call transport, where they're going to other places, east or west coast, where they need the animals. They've done great. One of the statistics that I was surprised at. One day last week, I was out there and we got to looking. there's been 12 animals that they've picked up that they were able to reunite with the owners.
Yeah. Kevin Liddy was on Tuesday, and he was nothing but good things to say. I couldn't think of the word. But that it's going very well.
It is.
And that he talked about how a lot of owners were reunited with their pets, and even some were adopted out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and one of the things that we just started doing, too, when we adopt the pet out, we're putting a chip in that pet. Now, if you scroll down through there, you'll actually see those are the pets that we have. Is that Quinny?
Yes.
Quinny just got adopted yesterday. I've got to remove that today. But Quinny got adopted yesterday. But you can scroll down and see the different animals and a descriptor about them. But if you think about it, it's a pretty good deal. Okay, we charge $25 for you to adopt it. But once the pet, when you adopt it, we'll get it spay or neutered. Shots are there. Put a chip in it.
That's a lot more than $25.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was so cute. If I didn't have 3 animals already.
Oh, you don't want an odd number. You need 4.
Well, we just lost our Bella. We had 4, so.
See, you need 4.
You can replace.
Yeah, I'm good. Well, it's 2 dogs and a cat, so it's not really odd because you got 2 dogs, which is even, and then the cat bites.
We have some. we have some cats.
You don't want to leave the cat by itself.
I don't want to leave the cat by itself. Yeah, that's it. A lot of kittens.
Aw.
Yeah, there's your dog right there, Ghost. Come on, Scooter, you know you need another.
So the animal wardens, that's kind of humorous. I don't know where they come up with the names, but they name them when they're picked up. And I'll tell you what, the other part's nice. They have a chip scanner that we purchased for them, and so if they go out, now again the rules are there. We can't pick up a known. We know who the pet belongs to, we can't. It's got to be a stray.
Right.
But if it has no collar or whatever, you think
Then
it's stray.
it's
But they have
technically,
a chip scanner, and so the first thing they do is scan to see if there's a chip. And we really wished everybody would get their pets chipped.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, just for that reason.
Exactly, because if it gets away or.
Yep. And it'd be a lot faster to get your dog back. Very good. At 7:41, we'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with more from Sheriff John Montgomery.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. If you're looking for something wonderful and delicious, head on over to Paradise Cream for a homemade ice cream experience. With over 20 flavors like German chocolate cake and sea salt caramel, it's always homemade and delicious.
Paradise Cream has something for everyone and also carries dairy-free and vegan ice cream options. So whether you like it in a cup or in one of their homemade waffle cones, you're in for a wonderful dessert experience.
Located in Mountain Home next to Ramada Inn or at their Harrison address across from Pizza Hut and Castle Rental. Let Paradise Cream cater your next event, because you're on your way to paradise.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
Hi.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Visiting with Sheriff John Montgomery here of Baxter County. And we were talking about animal control, and they have taken that over in the past couple of months. It's going real well. If you're looking to adopt a good dog or cat, you need to go by there and take a look, because they have quite a few. And those animals need love, and, you know, we'd hate for them to end up being euthanized. Let's just say it.
Yes.
So.
Well, and on that same note, we were talking a little bit. So we can only, you know, we're operating off a county ordinance, and so we have a contract with all the cities in Baxter County, but 2, and so we can't pick up an animal if the owner is known.
Yeah,
it has to be a stray. And then the other side of that is we don't trap them. In other words, you already have to have them caught. The problem that and really it's the problem we're having, is that we're staying full. And so if I have no place to put the animal and you call because you have a stray, I can't come because
Sure.
we don't have any place to put it. So that's a problem. And, you know, that's why if we can get the animals adopted and get them rotated and out, that certainly helps.
Definitely.
But that's frustrating for all of us when we have to say, sorry, we're full. I can't respond right now. So
Yeah. Is there any other place, Humane Society?
Everybody's
full.
So,
yeah.
But again, the 2 wardens have done a great job in getting the animals adopted or getting them, you know, where they're going.
Yeah.
We call them transports, but they're going east, west coast. I mean, where they need. So, and they're looking for particular types of animals, not
Right.
just any. So,
Yeah, not a mutt. They want.
well, not necessarily. It doesn't have to be a purebred, but again, they're looking for certain particular types.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Very good.
but anytime we can do that, that's great.
Yeah, most definitely. If you're looking maybe to adopt an animal, you need to go see Animal Control. Scooter, let's just show them a few pictures again. We've got Gunner, a male German Shepherd mix. Here's your Taylor, a female black and white kitten. We've got Quinny, a female bull, fully bull.
Quinny has just been adopted.
Oh, Quinny was, okay.
Yeah, and I just have not pulled it off yet. I will do that today. So, and you know, we talked about, you know, when we charge $25, and there's a whole lot more money goes in there than $25.
Oh, yeah.
So we do receive some donations from time to time. If you call and we respond to pick up a stray, that's part of their job. But occasionally somebody will hand us a check when we're there and say, "Here, we just want to help." And certainly that's very much appreciated.
Most definitely.
We were handed a budget that right now we're struggling, but we're making it work. And so any of those donations that come in certainly help.
Excellent. Look at this cutest gumdrop button. And you know, if you think you're not a cat person, I wasn't really a cat person until my daughter got a cat, and then she went off to college and left me the cat, and now he's my buddy. So you might think about getting a cat, especially you get them as a little kitten.
And your
they
cat
get used
may
to you.
need a buddy.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Go by and see Animal Control. They could use the help. I was going to talk about school traffic. How has that been? Any calls about the school line and people? I'm sure it's good, but
no, actually, I think it's gone pretty smooth. I mean, first week of school is always usually the most difficult because people are learning new routines and people it's their first time to go through that school and the traffic. But it's overall, I think it's gone very well. No major incidents at all, and of course we remind folks when that school bus stops and that stop sign goes out, that means stop. And whether you're on a 2-lane, 4-lane, 5-lane, it doesn't matter. You have to stop in all directions. But that's overall, I think it's gone very well in all the schools.
Very good. We had Kevin Liddy on Tuesday, and he came in about 7:30, and he said, "I'm not used to the traffic yet. With school back in," because around that time, people are getting used to the new routine. Can Man, he went from Hackler over to Pinkston, and so Carla's having to get used to which way do I go out. When you come up to pull out, you can either go left, straight, or right. And it seems right seems to be the way she likes to go because she doesn't want to try to cross the street.
Right.
So that's good to hear. Something we'd brought up, about a year ago, and it made me think of it again, was the car chase with a state trooper that went through flipping and ended up with the trooper hitting him head on to get him to stop. But I'd asked, like I said, about a year ago, what goes through the mind of a deputy when they're in a car chase, how they're prepared for that with training. Your thoughts on that?
Well, there are some departments across the state, city, county, that have adopted a no pursuit policy. And while I may understand the logic behind it, because again, we don't want anybody hurt, I don't agree with that. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that we implemented years and years ago is multiple people, supervisors, have the authority to stop a chase once it starts. Okay. For example, if I am, let's stack up. The reason one of the big things that I think is bad by a no pursuit policy is bad guys know you're not going to chase them.
Yeah.
They're more apt to run.
Oh, they're going to step on the gas.
Okay. And the fact that they step on the gas and take off fast just in itself is a danger. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, so having said that, we adopted a policy. So if a deputy's in pursuit, the supervisor on that shift all the way up has the authority to stop that. Now, and of course, obviously the person pursuing. I mean, you have to look at the danger level. As an example, if it was, in the middle of the afternoon and you were trying to chase somebody through town, that's dangerous. So
Definitely.
you're gonna call that chase off, or at least back way off. Mm-hmm. If it's 2 a.m. and there's 3 cars on the road, that's a little bit different. So circumstances, and what was the original reason you were going to try to pull them over? I mean, a lot of that has to do with that. If it's a simple traffic violation versus you happen to know that they're wanted, for a more serious crime. I can remember a long time ago, I got a phone call. That's the other thing is myself and my chief deputy, anytime a pursuit starts, they have to call us. Mm-hmm. Because I may not have that radio on at that moment, but I can turn it on. And over the years, there was once I called it off.
Yeah.
Just listening in circumstances and, have to call it off. Some people think we can't pursue into another state. That's not true.
Right.
We certainly can, if necessary. But
I had to watch the video of it, and the guy was all over the place. And at one point, the state trooper going through a field had lost him, and then got back on the highway. Well, it just so happened the old boy had gotten back on the highway further down the road and was coming at him. And I guess it was up to the trooper, his decision to make, that he just hit him head on to finally get it to stop. So I know you guys go through a lot of extensive training for such events by driving schools, and is that something that you do every few years?
There's a lot of training that goes through, and then of course policies and procedures, and we talk about it often at meetings. You know, and again, it's when the adrenaline hits, that's why you want someone that's not the lead car, so to speak, helping to make some of those decisions, because you're not in the mix of it. The other thing that it's human nature. I remember a pursuit that happened, I don't know, a couple years ago, and someone had stolen a truck, had an AR-15 rifle in the truck, and they were wanted. And so the pursuit happened, and so the general tendency, well, let's everybody get in the pursuit. No, you've got to be disciplined to, there's say 2 in the pursuit, so then you start trying to get ahead of that pursuit. So instead of falling in behind, you make your turns to try to get ahead. We have spike strips available, and there's some other options that we have, and because we want that to end with nobody getting hurt. Right. That's the goal.
Yeah, that's the main thing. If you do call off a pursuit, I'm sure the next day you're still trying to find that person.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, sometimes you may know who it is, and sometimes you don't. Sure. And so if you know who it is, you go the warrant route and go pick them up. If you don't know, then again, you're going to exhaust all the leads that you can to try to find them. So and again, I was a patrol deputy or patrol city officer for many years, and so you don't like being called off a pursuit. I mean, because you don't want the guy to get away or gal. But the bottom line is we want everybody to go home safe, and so so you have to weigh those options.
Yeah, I can understand that.
One of the we've had a couple times that we've been fortunate. We've been in the helicopter when a pursuit started. Now that I will tell you, because
you're up high.
You're up high, but you're watching, and of course we have our FLIR system. You can actually lock on to that vehicle, and it'll follow the vehicle. But that's
the vantage point.
Well, they're not getting away.
No, you're not outrunning the helicopter.
Even if you have to back off of him now, you know where he's going. You know where. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's only so many places you can go in our area. There's,
you
know where that road ends. So
it's not often that you're already in the helicopter when a pursuit starts. But
yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be cool. I mean,
it is. I mean, I can think of 2 or 3. We had one actually. I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years ago, on the 3rd of July, out at the lake, motorcycle. Drove very recklessly through a bunch of cars that were stopped, and deputy tried to stop, and he when I say tried to run over the deputy, I mean he got way too close, and so the pursuit starts, and we were already up in a helicopter, and.
Kind of need that helicopter when it comes to a motorcycle.
And so it, we followed it, and it made a U-turn in the middle of Mountain Home and took off down several side streets, and we're right with it. And when he ditched it, we were able to.
He tried to run after he ditched the motorcycle and tried to run.
Yeah,
that always works.
So, but anyway, got that one, and there was another one. That they had a pursuit started. There was a stolen vehicle. And somebody was actually spotted it and got in a pursuit, went all the way Baxter, Marion, round through Bull Shoals, and circled back around across the dam, and got him. And we were in a helicopter then, and I wasn't, but they were able to track it, and so we actually were able to spike the vehicle, put spike strips down, about halfway between Lakeview and Midway.
Yeah, and taken into custody, and it's over. I don't know why they try to run. What do they always say? You can't outrun the radio. I mean, you know where they're headed, and you got other deputies or cops in the area. You, like you said, put out the spike strips, and hopefully that gets them stopped. But it's fun to watch them try to run with 4 flat tires.
Well, and then of course, remember back in 2006 when the officer in Gassville, Officer Sell, was killed. That pursuit happened, and it was interesting because there was 4 officers directly involved in the apprehension, and the guy ended up was killed, and he killed his girlfriend.
Lady,
but of the 4, 3 were off duty.
Yeah.
But they went out, heard it, went out, got in their driveway, got in their car. Of course, your equipment, everything you've got is right there. And we're able to respond. And we got the vehicle spiked and, of course, had the little shootout in downtown Norfolk.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, Sheriff. It's always good to see you. Pleasure having you on. And I guess we're here at the end of the show. So, Scooter.
All right.
Take it away.
We're going to wrap it up and see any last words?
Well, we have, best I can tell, 26 seconds left. So
yes. All right. There it went. We'll see everybody tomorrow.
Yeah. Hopefully you're at the game. Go Bombers.